So Luca Guadagnino is a fascinating director. I don't always love his movies, but they at least consistently piqued my interest. Challengers last year was my number 2 of the year. I loved it. And now we have a movie that I thought could be an Oscar player based on the cast, the concept, and the ideas presented in the trailer. This is After the Hunt, where a college professor, played by Julia Roberts, finds herself at a crossroads when a star pupil levels an accusation against one of her colleagues, and a dark secret from her own past threatens to come to light. That colleague is played by Andrew Garfield. This also has Iowa Debris. My MVP may be Michael Stuhlbarg, who, that pairing with Guadagnino every single time works so well. Now, I didn't know what to think of this film as it was going. From the editing, to the piecing together, to the camera angles, to the score, to the way these characters are talking to each other, to the point that it's trying its best to get at, but never consistently finds its footing all throughout this runtime, which felt lengthy. So ultimately, it's a little bit of a mess. And, Luca always has something to say, but sometimes isn't able to bring that across in either a relatable or interesting or well-written way. And this film is one of the more prominent examples of that, where nothing really comes together. None of these ideas are ever explored in the way that they need to be. And on its surface, it's fascinating. It takes place at Yale. It's during the Me Too movement, cancellation within the media, these ideas that have been explored in movies as of late. But we're just now getting to the point to where we can properly reflect on those times and have conversations amongst ourselves, as well as seeing characters on screen have those conversations. And that's where I was trying to understand the perspective or the point of view or just the point. All right, Julia Roberts, what are we doing here? Which side are we on? And to get to those conclusions really required our characters to take this somewhere that this movie just never goes to. And I kept waiting on that moment or that reveal or that idea that dives a little deeper. And it's a lot of word salad. And you guys know how much I love almost every Reznor-Ross score, but this one, it wasn't clicking with what we're getting on screen. It just didn't quite work. And I go back to the editing and some of these shots where we're cutting and looking down at our characters and we can't stay with someone for a long period of time to digest this probably fantastic performance that Julia Roberts is giving, but we didn't stay with her long enough. It's just the camera angles and the edit. I'm just like, God, this is just too much for the type of story that you're telling. And I was not vibing with this movie at all. With a 2-hour and 18-minute runtime and us never quite getting there with these characters, I'm not sure what that's all about. So it didn't work for me. It's not going to be an Oscar player. But again, the performance is really good. Still looking forward to Luca's next movie. Just don't want to watch this again.
Alrighty then.